Another week and another day this rail fan was trackside on the D&H, filming his favorite train, or one of his best known trains, 16R. 16R is out of Binghamton, New York and is bound for Air, Massachusetts. We are filming him on location at CP 587 in Afton, which has become one of my favorite spots as of late. Tonight's 16R had 12,800 horses on the front, with an SD60E holding 4,000 horsepower, an AC44C6M holding 4,400 horsepower, and an ES44AC also holding 4,400 horsepower. Together, they make 12,800 horses, and some of the rolling stock in tonight's train was interesting, including two Conrail cars, a foil car, and a rack. Next up that night was NS30T. He had 3 GEs on his front, an ES44DC, a Dash 9, and an AC44C6M. Our 16R earlier that night turned 12,800 horses. However, with all 3 GEs turning 4,400 horses, the total horsepower for tonight's 30T was 13,200.
How old that cat is.
Joining us for this 30T is Evan Seymour, a friend of mine and a volunteer on the Cooperstown Charlotte Valley Railroad.
Hey folks, that's my type of music.
You'll notice a lot of the cars in this train are CP or Canadian National owned because CP and Canadian National also handle this train. CN handles it out of Quebec, CP handles it all the way to Saratoga Springs, while NS handles it from Saratoga Springs to Binghamton, New York, the train's final destination. A mainstay on this train is Canadian lumber products, Canadian paper products, steel, and acid. And covered hoppers loaded with all kinds of grains and stones. When the train action calms down, maintenance and weight crews have to get to work. And sometimes their work can go from the rails to the road. But the train action doesn't pause for long. We might have missed this 16R, and by the way, this 16R had 8,800 horses, but we were able to catch the following night's 16R. Evan was back, and we were here to catch the 16R. The typical power, an SD60 and two Dash 9s. When the Dash 9 started, they only turned 4,000 horsepower, just like our SD60 here. But they've since been upgraded to 4,400 horsepower, and now all three engines combined here make 12,800 horsepower, just like the 16R at the start of the video. When diesel locomotives were first produced, such as EMD's F7 series, one of the most famous diesel locomotives of all time, they started out at 1,500 horsepower. But with the passage of time, locomotives have gained more horsepower from 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. In the early 1990s, they started approaching 4,000 and eventually 4,400. Some locomotives, which failed, even rated at 6,000 horsepower, but none of them were successful. And speaking of power, it's time to power down the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around, Ben. God bless. Have a great day.